The Stag Hunt Mosaic is a famous Hellenistic floor mosaic from about 300 BC from Pella, the ancient Macedonian capital. Excavated in the 1950s in a richly decorated elite house, the so-called House of the Abduction of Helen, it underscores the wealth and culture of upper-class Macedonia. The central panel shows two nude male hunters and a dog attacking a wounded stag. The mosaic is signed Gnosis Epoesin. Gnosis made it. One of the earliest signatures of an artist in mosaic, suggesting pride in the craftsmanship. As a preserved exhibit now in the Pella Museum, this mosaic offers a window into Macedonian art and values around the time of Alexander the Great. The scene is highly dynamic and vividly rendered. Two athletic youths sprint toward a collapsing stag. One on the right lunges forward with hair swept back in an anastole style. The other on the left rears up to bring down the double-headed axe. A dog darts into the foreground, biting at the stag's haunch. The composition uses foreshortening, for example, the dog's front legs reaching toward the viewer, and overlapping figures to create depth and movement. The men wear only short hunting cloaks over their shoulders, a striking blend of heroic nudity and practical attire. A scrollwork floral border frames the panel, focusing attention on the tension of the hunt. The contrast of light-toned figures on a dark ground, achieved with carefully chosen colored pebbles, highlights the musculature and swirling motion. In close view, each figure's pose and gear carry meaning. The right-hand hunter has an upswept, centrally parted hairstyle famously associated with Alexander the Great. Scholars therefore suggest this figure may represent Alexander himself. The left-hand hunter grips a double-headed axe, an attribute of the god Hephaestus, implying he might portray Hephaestus or, more likely, Hephaestion, Alexander's close companion, as a heroic analogon. Both men are shown with classical athletic physique, accentuated by the subtle shading of the pebble tesserae. A hunting dog, possibly Alexander's famous dog Peritas, leaps at the stag's legs, its bared teeth and tense body emphasizing the struggle. These details, hair, weapons, dog, invite identification with familiar figures or myths. The signature of the bloodied stag and the axe suggest a scene rich in symbolic overtones. The choice of a stag and dog also evokes mythological themes. Ancient writers recount that the goddess Artemis transformed the hunter Actaeon into a stag, only for his own hounds to tear him apart. The mosaic stag, twisting with a broken arrow in its back, and the attacking dog recall this tale of downfall through divine will. Indeed, one interpretation is that the scene alludes to Actaeon's fate, a narrative about pride and punishment. In the context of the House of Helen's abduction, itself depicting the kidnapping of a goddess, such a mythic slant on a hunt suggests layered meaning. Some scholars even see political symbolism, the Macedonian king as hunter, triumphing over enemies, the stag, akin to Alexander's conquest of Persia. Whether read as myth or allegory, the mosaic blends heroic narrative with Macedonian ideals. By possibly depicting Alexander as a Macedonian hero, in heroic action, the mosaic reinforces a sense of national identity and aristocratic values. In short, the stag hunt exemplifies the Hellenistic theme of human mastery over nature, and by extension over rivals, a fitting emblem for the age of Alexander. Technically, the stag hunt is a pebble mosaic, or in Latin an opus vermiculatum. Countless small natural stones, tesserae, were set into wet cement. Unlike later Roman mosaics using cut cubes, Gnosis chose smooth river pebbles for varied color. This allowed subtle shading effects. For example, light-colored pebbles highlight the hunter's muscles and cloak folds, while darker stones suggest shadow. The careful gradation of stone colors gives a painterly realism to the figures. As one can note, the figures stand out against the dark background, because the artist used a mix of pebble tones rather than uniform tiles. The texture of the pebbles also adds vibrancy. The scene's depth is enhanced by overlapping forms, as if painted, and the chiaroscuro effect. In sum, the mosaic technique, tiny pebbles used like a brush, amplifies the drama and realism of the hunt, making the heroism of the scene visually striking. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you won't miss new ones.